The Backloggery Strategy video cassette is full of hints, tips, and playing strategies. To get the most from this tape, we suggest you first read the manual that was included in your game cartridge packaging. Also, you should have some experience playing the game. Good luck from the Game Masters at the Backloggery.
How to beat the angry video game nerd adventures. Tips from the Game Masters at the Backloggery. Oh no! The nerd and his friends were playing a bad game and got pulled inside. It's up to the angry video game nerd and you to rescue his best friends and escape video game land. First, you'll explore the intro level where a fairy will guide you. These elixirs will restore 1 health point. They're sometimes placed in areas beyond your reach. Judge carefully if it's worth the risk. These toasters are also important. If you lose a life, you'll restart your quest from that point. The skull and crossbones blocks will be your worst enemy as you move across video game land. They cause instant death, so be sure to avoid them at all costs. We travel to the future and rescue Guitar Guy. These beams of electricity will defeat you instantly, just like the skull and crossbones. Time your walk in between each one correctly, shoot the jellyfish and the robos. Pick up the Gremlin power-up. Using it will stop everything in its tracks that's on screen. He is especially useful in this upcoming section. Instead of jumping on the disappearing blocks, go right and use your last Gremlin to jump over the lasers. You'll find Guitar Guy hiding behind the couch. Once you've rescued him, the nerd can take control of him. Continue right and pick up the elixir, an extra life. Timing is critical with these disappearing blocks. Pick up the Tank Man and use it on these jellyfish. Once you reach the platform, you'll jump onto a flying surfboard. Dodge the incoming eyeballs and D-missiles. Shoot everything. Use Guitar Guy to destroy the ring of little faces. Now switch back to the nerd and fire with all your might. Fantasy Zone is where Mike, the nerd's best friend, has been captured. Don't take this first ladder. You won't be able to escape the trap. The mushrooms will cause you to bounce, so be cautious. If you spend too long on them, they will knock you into the birds dropping bombs. Climb the ladder into the dungeon, touch the toaster, and go right. This is a shortcut. There's the key. Open the gate, and you're immediately faced with another. Jump up and to the left here. Once you reach the top, grab the elixir and the key. Watch these blocks closely. They follow a pattern. Look before you jump. These firewalls take perfect timing. Watch. Shoot the crystal ball to open the door. If you skip the ladder, you can shoot through the wall with Guitar Guy's wave shot. This will open a top secret area. It's Mike! His laser sword's uses are limited, but he can see hidden blocks with his Invisovision. Take the key and run. The blocks will fall behind you. Don't go for this elixir. The walls will come in and crush you. Before you pick up this key, you can catch your breath in the corner. You'll be safe there. Before jumping on the pterodactyl, use Mike's Invisovision to find this secret area. Thank goodness for the extra lives and elixirs. Once on the pterodactyl, avoid all the skull blocks and birds. Grab this elixir if you need it. Look out for the level guardian's waves of flames. When it's close to being defeated, it will also send skull blocks at you.
fix it just a can.
You're gonna do it once I can do it.
I am. I'm taping.
Reach the ladder instead of going down it. Switch to Mike and cut through the walls with his laser sword. You've found Beesman. He can jump 2 times in a row and has a stronger attack than the other.
Leave alone.
I'm not stupid. You're stupid. I can do what I want.
Adam! Right there.
To Beesman here, he can defeat these giant snowmen easily. Use his 2-jump to make it over the giant snowballs. These pink blocks will fall after you touch them, so don't let your ego get the best of you and get moving. Here's a pro tip. If you find yourself sliding, press the jump button so you jump straight up. This is helpful when moving between these pillars of fire. Once you're in the clouds, inch forward and shoot the jumping birds just as they appear on the screen. Use Guitar Guy to defeat the evil Santa Claus that's trying to give you bad presents. Stay in your Guitar Guy form as you ride on Santa's back. His wave shots come in very handy here. Watch out for the skull blocks and spikes. You're almost to the level Guardian. You don't want to get hit now. The Nerd's Blaster comes in handy against the Grim Reaper. Shoot at a diagonal angle to hit. Your limited range of vision and disappearing blocks will be your greatest foes in this haunted mansion. Don't be a punk and take the extra time to plan your jumps. Move slowly. It's hard to tell the direction you should be going in. Watch carefully. The green blocks move on their own, so you'll have to keep up with them to avoid falling into the bottomless pit. Skull blocks will appear as you get close to them. Don't touch them, or you'll have to start the whole ride over again. While you are avoiding these skulls, the bricks will fall out from under your feet. It's time to hurry up and make a run for it. This is your final green block roller coaster ride. If you stand still as the blocks stack, the game will move you on top of them automatically. The Nerd works best against Bimmy and Jimmy, the level Guardians. Shoot them as fast as you can while avoiding the claws and chainsaws. Beesman has a much easier time jumping over the spinning ball of spikes here. The falling ceilings will cause you a lot of damage. Take your time and run in between them. You shoot the axe throwers while they're still off screen with Guitar Guy. Use Beesman to 2-jump to the secret area. Here you can collect an elixir and 2 extra lives. The 2-jump also comes in handy while riding the moving platform. Watch out for the ghosts. Guitar Guy can run a little faster than everyone else. He is the best one to use when running in between these flashing skull blocks. Use the Nerd's rocket gun to clear the hallway. Once you come out the other side, the platforms will start to crumble underneath you. Watch Jekyll and Hyde's pattern closely. Beesman's gun is his weakness. These flaming skulls will slowly follow you. It's better to defeat them right away. The giant burping demon can be beaten with Guitar Guy's gun with little effort. Ride the laser shooting shark and destroy everything in your path. Don't stutter here. Time your run underneath the arrows, climb the ladder, and grab the elixir. The level Guardian is a giant demon. You can use Mike here, but we recommend Beesman. See this block? The blocks with the angry faces are deadly and will shoot spikes if you touch them. They can be very difficult to see, so be careful. Climb the waterfall by jumping from log to log. Mike's extra jumping height comes in handy here. Beesman's jump works too. Time your jump so you avoid the bouncing faces and spikes. Grab the elixir when you get to the top. Use the gremlin's attack here so you can grab this elixir. Switch to Guitar Guy so you have his speed on your side. Now hurry. You might get hurt though when the spikes come up. You can stand here to avoid the unicorn's attack pattern. She will speed up as she takes more damage, but just keep firing and you'll get her. What's this? Another level? Get ready. This will be far more difficult than anything you've faced so far. Beesman's 2-jump will be your greatest ally in this beginning section. This area is tough, so pay attention to the patterns closely. Watch. Guitar Guy's extra speed is the best way to make it through these flashing skull blocks. The game is hitting you with everything it's got now. This part could take several tries. You can do it. Another surfboard. Avoid the P-missiles and skull blocks. You're almost there. You've made it to Fred's inner sanctum. He is very difficult, so give him everything you've got. Guitar Guy's ability to shoot through walls will come in handy here. Good luck. Congratulations, you've done it. Now that you've beaten the game, can you take on the harder difficulty levels?
Introducing the Sega Dreamcast VMU. It's the ultimate in portable video game entertainment. Extreme portability means that no matter where you are, you're a winner. Driving around town will never be boring again with the Sega VMU as your passenger. Don't think you can keep all of that excitement to yourself. You'll want to tell all of your friends about the amazing gameplay experience that they are missing out on by not partaking in the Sega VMU. You can even join 2 Sega VMUs together for electrifying 2-player head-to-head gameplay. An experience so mind-numbing you may forget not to wet yourself. The Sega Dreamcast Visual Memory Unit. Outlawed in 7 states. Please keep out of reach of pets, children, senior citizens, and the Amish.
How to beat Shovel Knight. Tips and tricks from the Game Masters at the Backloggery. Think you've got what it takes to master the ancient code of chivalry? You'll need all the help you can get if you want to save the land from the evil enchantress and her order of no quarter. This video cassette guide will help you discover Shovel Knight's secret weapons, and you'll learn the strategies that you'll need to conquer his toughest foes. Before you begin, read the instruction booklet included with the game cartridge, and be sure to understand all of Shovel Knight's basic moves. When you're prepared, power on your system and press the start button to begin. Shovel Knight supports battery-backed saves. Choose the adventure profile you wish to use and register your name, up to 9 letters long. Throughout the game, always keep an eye out for out-of-place blocks in the walls. Destroying these walls will reveal secret rooms and shortcuts that the Order of No Quarter tried to hide from Shovel Knight. Sometimes it pays to check if there's something hidden to the left. The world of Shovel Knight is full of surprises. It's Black Knight, Shovel Knight's arch rival. You've come too far to lose now. Concentrate on dodging his series of 4 shovel drops. He's very quick to use a shovel slash from the front, so keep your distance and use shovel drop on him from above.
There are many friendly characters who can help you in the village. Turn to pages 22 through 25 in the instruction booklet to learn about important characters like Gastrometer, Magicist, Chester, and Topal Acolyte. You can visit with the Topal King in Tropal Pond, east of Pridemore Keep. Unless you're looking for a big challenge, fill your Tropal chalices with useful magical ichor before heading into a new area. Did you buy the fishing rod in the village? If you have enough magic points, cast your fishing rod to pull up something valuable out of any sparkling pits. Did you know you can destroy checkpoints? If you claim a checkpoint's gem, you won't be able to use that checkpoint anymore. Line up Shovel Knight with his outline to reveal a secret passageway. Inside this blue chest is that wily salesman, Chester. Buy the Flare Wand for 1,000 golds. This magic relic will be your most valuable long-range attack, firing a slow but reliable shot. Stand in the safe spot here and move out to shoot the Flare Wand in between flame waves. If you run out of magic points, you'll have to attack the Griffoth up close, but beware of his claws. Be patient and don't panic as the propeller rats slowly move closer. They're small targets to destroy, so don't underestimate them. If you wait for a propeller rat to float close enough and high enough, you might be able to find some well-hidden secrets. King Knight will do 2 quick leaps toward you. Use his paws afterward to attack or maneuver around him. When he summons the trumpets, small wrapped candies will slowly float down from above, which are dangerous to Shovel Knight. When King Knight bends forward, be ready to jump. He'll dash all the way across the screen in a lightning-quick move that's almost too fast to dodge. Be aware of these attacks and shovel drop onto his crown at every safe opportunity. This room is scary. You can hardly see anything. Watch carefully during lightning flashes to identify where it's safe to jump to. You can shovel bounce off the tops of tombstones like these, but sometimes spooks will come out to haunt you. Beware! Shovel up the float sprouts to reach new heights. Once in the air, they can be shoveled up a second time to help Shovel Knight reach even higher. In this scene, skeletons on a pull-up bar pull down when 2 characters are on a platform, and pull up when there's only 1. Don't sink into the ghost lake. Observe here how to safely deal with this. In this dark area, you must shovel the crown skull from 1 pull-up platform to 1 on the left. Here's what the room looks like on a lightning freeze frame. Think you can memorize it? To proceed in the level, fall into the pit in the middle. To find a secret, head left here. Chester will sell you the Phase Locket, which is useful in the bonus area that you can play after finishing the Lick Yard. There's 1 more dark stage to conquer before you face Spectre Knight. Here are a few freeze frames to give you an idea of how to proceed. Spectre Knight throws his scythe around the room. It's very large, but there are safe spots in the corners and on the platforms. He sometimes teleports to another corner to catch it. You can use the Flare Wand to push him back, but his scythe may block your shots. He'll pull some dirty tricks later in the fight, like summoning weak bone clangs and turning the whole area dark. Stay calm and be aware of all possible safe areas. Be ready to move fast. Plague Knight's oversized Bunsen burners light up quickly once you stand on them. Plague rats are tricky critters. They'll jump at you when they see you, so try to dispatch them from above. Or you could get clever and use relics like the Phase Bracelet or the Chaos Ball. Note the lighter colored blocks. These are dust blocks, which Shovel Knight drops through without bouncing, unlike the normal dirt blocks. Plague Knight's assistant, Mad Melton, throws jars all around the room and then drinks a beast brew. His larger transform size can be difficult to jump over. Use relic tools to get in extra damage from a distance. Blue Bunsen burners fire up at regular intervals. If you're not feeling confident with your timing, try using the Phase Charm to pass through more easily. What's the meaning of this? Plague Knight has created gelatinous clones of Shovel Knight. These mockeries do an admirable job, but they just can't keep up with the real Shovel Knight's moves. At last, we meet Plague Knight himself. The floor blocks can be destroyed by Plague Knight's exploding plague flasks, which makes it difficult to find solid footing. Watch out for the 2 plague flares that roll out of each explosion. When he conjures up the boiling plague jars, watch out! The next explosion could trigger a reaction that destroys most of the floor. It can be tough to attack Plague Knight as he jumps around, so try using a magic weapon like the Chaos Orb, which works very well on uneven flooring. When underwater, Shovel Knight can jump very high. Hold the A button for a longer jump, but be careful not to jump into any ceiling spikes. Sometimes it's unsafe to use a shovel bounce down here. Invis-eels show up when you least expect them. If one starts to appear, get out of its way, then attack. Eel mages cast plasma barriers. You can destroy these one at a time before they fire them as shots aimed directly at you. That's when they're vulnerable. Attack! Time to do business with our good friend Chester. Wait, this isn't Chester. It's a giant abyss fish. Don't fight, just run. Beware of the baby fish she shoots out of her mouth and the tricky platforms ahead. Now the weak point is open. This is one fish that won't be quite so easy to fry. Don't try to shovel bounce off her back because that won't work. Use the flare wand from a distance or attack with regular shovel slashes. You can destroy the baby fish, but it may be easier to just avoid them. Oh, it turns out Chester was there all along. If you can afford it, buy his newest magical relic, Throwing Anchor. Trick the anchors into falling on you, but don't jump too soon. Watch the correct timing here. It's Treasure Knight, the big boss of the Iron Whale himself. When he aims his anchor cannon, get ready to jump. He does short but quick dashes back and forth, so don't stand near him on the ground. If you mostly stay up in the air above him, performing shovel drop as you attack, you shouldn't have much to worry about in this fight. With Plague Knight and Treasure Knight defeated, you can now visit Armor Outpost. Climb into the airship above the town to discover what upgrades the Armorer and Shovelsmith have to offer. Mole Knight has burrowed himself deep within the Lost City. Let's dig in. Follow along with the bouncy lava beetle, but don't let him get too far ahead. You don't want to lose your ride. Bounce off his bouncy green back to get even higher. If you picked up the silver Dynamo armor in Armor Outpost, you'll have a much easier time fighting those pesky gold armors. Dynamo armor gives you a charge slash to use anytime after you perform 2 shovel bounces. Simply bounce off a gold armor shield, then quickly slash his front. These are boom blocks. Be careful which one you start the explosion with, and be careful how you fight around them. Shovel drops are not recommended. The cooled lava has become green and bouncy. Use this to reach high places. Over here is where you'll find Chester. Today, he's selling Dust Knuckles, which you'll want to use in a bonus stage that you can play later. Shovel the green blobs onto the lava to cool it and make it bouncy. Be quick! The effect only lasts for a few seconds. Watch out, Shovel Knight! This part is tricky because you'll have to use Shovel Drop to break through the hard blocks, then perform a regular Shovel Slash to cancel the drop before you hit the boom blocks below. Mole Knight begins the battle by blasting himself from wall to wall several times. This is a great opportunity to get in some extra hits. Next, he throws walls of dirt at you. Concentrate on destroying these, not attacking Mole Knight. When the mounds of dirt come up, look carefully for Mole Knight's helmet peeking through and dig him up. He then explodes and becomes temporarily invincible while flames shower around the room. This pattern repeats, but the battle becomes tougher as time goes on. Viklings will slowly throw spears at you and hop away when you approach. They're also immune to shovel drop, so attack them with ranged relics from a distance. Inside the ship, watch out for blizzard wisms, whose magical ice shots sprinkle deadly snowflakes down below. Fluffy snow deposits will fall onto the spikes when you touch them, giving you a soft and safe covering to walk on. This strange frozen statue spews out temporary rainbow bridges for Shovel Knight to walk on. The statue will sink while Shovel Knight stands on it and float up when he jumps off. These parts of the stranded ship can be tricky to master, so plan your pass carefully. Chester is hiding out in Polar Knight's lair, just behind this wall to the left. He'll sell you the War Horn, which sends out a mighty blast all around Shovel Knight. It costs a lot of magic points to use, but will get you out of a pinch if you're surrounded by enemies. Air dragons can't be destroyed by Shovel Drop, but you'll see here just how useful they can be for helping Shovel Knight get about. Other times, they're a major ice pick in Shovel Knight's side, and you can defeat them by attacking their bloated throat from the front. Going against a wielder of a snow shovel blade, Shovel Knight may have finally met his match. Polar Knight attacks ruthlessly, and you'll have a tough time jumping over all of his snowballs. A relic like the throwing anchor may help here, as it won't be blocked by the snowballs on the ground. When he leaps into the air, get moving. He'll crash down on Shovel Knight's position and then begin shoveling up snow to reveal the spikes below. Polar Knight is invincible against spikes, but sometimes he'll have snow sickles come crashing down from above, which will temporarily provide new platforms for Shovel Knight. If you attack from above too much, he'll begin blocking you. Look for the openings and hang in there. Tinker Knight's Tinker Rats are a lot like Plague Knight's Plague Rats, but they dive low at you instead and take 2 hits to destroy. We recommend using the Flare Wand against the Tinker Warriors, who attack by throwing boomerang gears at a great distance. Up here and behind the wall to the left, you'll find Chester, who's selling the mobile gear. This strange relic moves forward automatically, rolls over spikes, and even hops on its own. Tinker Knight is shorter than you imagine. He runs about throwing small wrenches, but sometimes he panics and throws a bunch of them at once. Was that really it? Hopefully you saved your magic, because Tinker Knight has a second form. Jump on the larger missiles near the bottom of the screen, and don't hesitate when you boldly leap over this missile at the top, or else you'll miss your chance. Get into a groove of shovel dropping on Tinker Knight's head, in between the missile volleys that fire from his shoulder. When he goes to the far right side, he's charging up, and the drill spins so fast that you'll fall off it if you don't jump quickly. If you do fall, use throwing anchor to damage him from below. It's possible to shovel bounce back up top with help from the bouncing bombs, but it is much more difficult. Keep your cool and concentrate on avoiding all of his attacks to finish this exciting boss battle. It's very windy outside, which means you'll have a tough time jumping against the wind. The hover ninjas will try to mess with your plans by blowing at you in the opposite direction. Don't panic when you see them, and beware, it is not safe to fish out here. Shovel Knight walks behind the dark blue walls. Watch this. If the puff of smoke from a cannonball hits the ceiling, then that's where a gap is. Jump over the gap. Don't be touching the ground when the slam ship pounds into the ground. Shovel Knight will be stunned by the earthquake and then hurt by the bombs. After you climb this ladder, fall back down to get past the fans and into the area to the right. This is where Chester will sell you a wonderful relic called the Propeller Dagger. This magic item allows Shovel Knight to safely cross difficult gaps and even attack enemies. Now the wind is really wild. If you don't time things right, you'll get impaled in the ceiling. Ride the wind without jumping from the lower platform and then quickly jump into the gap while you still have the chance. The gyroscopic jester, Propeller Knight, uses a fencing style of sword fighting. He's super dangerous, performing quick jabs back and forth, and even launching Shovel Knight into the air and then defending himself from shovel drop. He'll even use his propeller to pull you in. If you have magic points, use throwing anchor when Propeller Knight is in the air. After he calls in his doom ship, watch out for when the giant cannonballs destroy 2 sections of the floor, and then fall continuously. At last, it's time to take on the Enchantress at the Tower of Fate. You'll need to use everything you've learned up to this point to clear these challenging stages. Patience is a virtue on these moving floors. Don't try to get too far ahead, and instead head for every safe point when you can. Out in the acid rain, where everything is turned black,
Some platforms are magical illusions. Look very carefully. Raindrops only fall on real platforms. It's the final battle against Black Knight. Now he can block some of your magic shots and can even sprout wings and fly. Watch out for his comet spell, as well as the radioactive dirt he can shovel out of thin air. Avoid these attacks and show Black Knight who the real master of chivalry is. You've reached the top, only to drop in on the Order of No Quarters dinner. This fight is the ultimate test of your chivalry, pitting you against the entire Order of No Quarter, one after the other. Here's a real pro strategy. Save the wall meat that you're awarded after every knight is defeated until you really need it. This gives Shovel Knight a great advantage that he didn't have in these battles the first time around. Don't use Shovel Drop recklessly against the Enchantress. You'll need that floor to stand on. When she casts fire from below the screen, find a gap to stand in before it burns your toes. When she flies below, she'll shoot upwards to destroy large chunks of the floor, but the flames will bring it back. You can stand in the flames to not fall into the bottomless pit, but they hurt. You've done it! The Enchantress is destroyed, and Shield Knight is released. But wait! The evil spirit of the Enchantress has returned for one final battle. Work together with Shield Knight to defeat the Enchantress once and for all. Your main task is to dodge the Enchantress's waving magic shots. When Shield Knight readies her shield in midair, Shovel bounce off it to hit the Enchantress's head. When there's a barrage of magic shots across the entire screen, stick with Shield Knight and let her protect you. The Enchantress will destroy parts of the floor as the fight goes on. Don't lose your cool now. If you're a Shovel Master, you may even be able to stay above the Enchantress's head and earn multiple hits. You've done it! Shield Knight has returned, Black Knight has been redeemed, and the land of chivalry is saved. Shovel Knight couldn't have done it without you.
Hey, Janet? Yeah, I was wondering if maybe you'd want to go out sometime. You know, like on a date or something. We could go to get... Oh, your mom died? Sorry. Bye. Oh, man, I'm gonna be lonely forever.
Buck up, fella.
What?
The Nintendo Entertainment System has the last fantasy you'll ever need.
I don't understand.
Final Fantasy for the NES. An amazing adventure where the only friends you'll lead are the heroes of your adventuring party.
Whoa, that's totally cool!
With crisp 8-bit graphics and an amazingly massive adventure, you'll forget about Janet in no time.
Whoa! Janet who?
Final Fantasy for the Nintendo Entertainment System. Now you're playing with power.
How to beat The Legend of Zelda, The Wind Waker HD. Tips from the Game Pros at the Backloggery. Hoy there, hero of legend. Your name is Link. You're set to embark on a magical, high-definition journey across the Great Sea, filled with adventure and fraught with danger. This video cassette guide is just what you need to have the edge over the forces of evil. Ready? Let's begin. Link sails with the pirate Tetra to rescue his sister from the Forsaken Fortress. Oh no, it looks like you'll be without your sword for a while, so stealth is your only option. Have you ever played Metal Gear by Ultra Games? Just like how Solid Snake can hide in cardboard boxes, this is the same idea. Link can hide in barrels and fool moblins. Look for this room in the northern part of the second floor. From there, it's not far to the tower, where you are reunited with your sword. But then, things don't go quite as planned. Link befriends a friendly boat. It's quite an upgrade over the raft from previous versions of The Legend of Zelda. He can even talk. But a boat with no sail can sail no seas. Here at Windfall Island, the mysterious shopkeeper Zunari will sell you just what you need if you help a criminal named Tingle escape from prison. Here's an exciting feature that won't be in the original version of The Legend of Zelda, The Wind Waker, which will release in 2003. The fast sale is available at night from the beginning of the game in the auction house on Windfall Island. Try raising your bids by at least 10 rupees more than the competition for a chance to stun them and turn the auction in your favor. The fast sale automatically changes the direction of the wind, and your boat will move twice as fast. How's that for convenience? The boat will soon grant you the Wind Waker. Press the up button to use it and change the direction of the wind. But you'll later learn that's not the only spell you cast with this magic wand. Dungeon 1 is filled with lava. Don't fall in. See the water drop icon on these jars? Toss them to create safe lava that you can stand on. You might have to get creative to open wooden barricades like these. Link's sword won't cut it. Keys aren't always hidden in treasure chests. Sometimes they're right under your nose, or in this case, under a Kargarok, a man-eating bird. You got the grappling hook. This tool is unlike anything you've ever experienced in a video game before. When you get ready to use it, you actually become Link, seeing through his eyes in Hero Vision mode. Look around with the right joystick and fine-tune your aim by tilting the gamepad. You can now cross great chasms and climb to new heights. Remember Goma? Goma has powered up with the lava and grown hardened skin that Link's tools can't break. You'll have to use your surroundings here. Try pulling on the tail that hangs from the ceiling and see what happens. You'll acquire the magic leaf near the entrance to Dungeon 2. This is one of the most important tools in the game, allowing you to soar over great distances if the wind is to your back. Hey, these giant walnuts aren't so heavy. The flowers that seal shut many of the doors are extremely weak to walnuts. The magic leaf can do more than you might think. Use it while standing on the ground to send out a gust of wind in the direction of these spinners. You can move gondolas by blowing a gust of wind in the opposite direction. Check this out. Even pea hats can be immobilized by the magic leaf. And that's not all. See how these thorns block your way to the giant walnut? The magic leaf saves the day once again. The boomerang will be familiar to players of The Legend of Zelda on the Nintendo Entertainment System. But this boomerang is new and improved. It can remember up to 5 targets before you throw it, hit multiple switches at the same time, or cut down any vine. See how enemies react. It might stun them, or even destroy them outright. Callie Demos, Tyrant Queen of Dungeon 2, has captured Makar. Use your boomerang to open up the center and expose the weak point. But be careful. You don't want to stay in there for too long. Your friend the boat can join you for part of this next adventure. Now that you have bombs, they can be used as cannonballs from your boat. Careful there. You don't have the best tool for destroying Demos just yet. This statue needs Link's help. He'll follow you when you call him with the ZR button. He'll need some assistance over the gaps, though. Link is a great jumper, even when carrying a statue this big. You'll learn some new magic for the Wind Waker, the command spell. Link can stand here and directly control the friendly statue's movements, allowing him to cross the pit. When fighting Dark Nuts, stand close where it's most dangerous and wait until just before the attack. There! Hit the A button and watch how Link moves. If you're lucky, you might even destroy his armor. Here's another tool familiar to The Legend of Zelda fans. Try equipping the bow to the R button. It will allow easier use of the joysticks for aiming. The Hero Vision mode can also be adjusted by tilting the gamepad for enhanced precision. These dead Armos weigh exactly as much as one Link. Figure out how to set the balance so that Link can reunite another statue with his family. Remember how scary the Beamos were before? Now they're no match for Link and his bow. You should be equipped with this tool at all times. Godon is the bully who imprisoned your statue friends in the tower and stole the level 2 sword. You'll have to defeat him if you want the only sword that can defeat his master, Ganon. Stun his hands with arrows, and then shoot his eyes when they glow red. Just like Dodongo, Godon dislikes smoke. If you run low on arrows, don't worry. Godon will blow arrows out of his nose that you can pick up. Now it's time to return to the Forsaken Fortress and rescue your sister. What's this? Ganon has already appeared. He challenges you to a dangerous tennis match. The energy ball gains speed as it flies back and forth. Unfortunately, it looks like this wasn't the real Ganon. You now have the Skull Hammer. You might remember the hammer from Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link. While this version of the hammer is not powerful enough to smash giant boulders, it can be used to pound pegs into the ground. At the top, Link is challenged by Ganon's right-hand man, King Helmarock. When you get a chance, smash the Skull Hammer into his mask. Once his mask is broken, you know the drill. Slash away. The next phase of your adventure is about to begin. You'll have to power up the level 2 sword before you can even stand a chance against Ganon. Here's a checklist for things you'll need to do before you can proceed to the 4th and 5th dungeons. Defeat the Wind Frog. Talk to Link's girlfriend to receive fire arrows and ice arrows. Obtain the power bracelet so that you can lift the heaviest objects. Find the iron boots to be able to walk against strong winds. If you're ever lost while finding these things, feed the fishmen for some pro advice. Ready? Good. After learning the Earth spell for the Wind Waker, recruit Medley at Dragon Roost Island. She'll ride with you to Dungeon 4. There's all kinds of things that Medley can do. She can glide over gaps with a little help from Link. She can carry Link to places that even the magic leaf can't. With the command spell, Medley can even fly. You'll have to cooperate with yourself to solve this dungeon's puzzles, the trickiest yet. Medley's harp isn't just a musical instrument, it's also very shiny. Check out what happens when she bounces light off her harp. And that's not all. This purple fog will cause Link to forget how to use any of his items. But with a little help from Medley, the way is clear. Experiment with light in other ways. It can be very illuminating. You got the magic shield. Now Link has a shiny object of his own and can help Medley in solving light puzzles. Think you can solve the ultimate mirror puzzle and claim the big key? The ghosts of the Moblins you defeated in earlier The Legend of Zelda games have gathered here and combined to form the Dark Spirit Yalhalla. This is where your magic shield will really shine. When Yalhalla is stunned, use the power bracelet to lift him up and toss him into the spiked columns, smashing him into smaller ghosts. Quickly defeat as many as you can before he reforms. If you can survive the battle, you'll be powered up with a level 3 sword. Learn the wind spell at the entrance to Dungeon 5, and then recruit Link's old friend Makar. Just like Medley, when Makar is put under the command spell, he can fly upward and reach places that Link can't get to on his own. Makar has the magic seeds. Plant them everywhere that you can. They grow instantly. Bombs won't break these cracked tiles, but they sure look suspicious. That's right. They crumble under the weight of the iron boots and reveal secret rooms below. You got the hook shot. It extends, it retracts, it latches onto things. What a cool invention. If you were guessing that the hook shot would connect to things made of wood, you would be right. When the giant Lamola, named Mulgera, emerges from the sand, grab his tongue with the hook shot and slash it. He'll send Sand Lamola after you as a distraction. He'll eventually start flying around the room, but you can only damage him when he's in the sand. Now that you have the level 4 sword, there's still one thing left before you can challenge Ganon. Have you heard of the mystical Triumph Forks? You do well to write down notes of these rumors. Collecting the 8 Triumph Forks, hidden throughout the Great Sea, is a requirement for beating the game. 5 of the Triumph Forks are hidden on islands. 3 are sunken treasures beneath the sea. For these, head to Tingle Island to get your maps decoded so that you can find the locations of the lost Triumph Forks. Study your sea charts and gather all the information you can from the fishmen, and the 8 Triumph Forks will soon be yours. You are now prepared for the final challenge. And this is something you will have to do on your own. But with everything you've learned so far, there is no doubt that you can save the day. Good luck to you, hero of winds.
Trust. I gave it so willingly. And after all of these years, how could it have come to this? She's lying to me, but what's a guy like me supposed to do? There has to be someone else. Who are they? How long have they been at this? Are they better looking? They sneak away every Thursday at approximately 8 p.m. under the cover of darkness. She says she's out fishing. What an excuse. The fishing pole hasn't even been moved in weeks.
Sega Bass Fishing 2 for the Sega Dreamcast. Watch out, the fish are even smarter this time around. Jump in your boat and motor around to find the perfect casting point. Hook the big one. It's as close as you can get to the real thing without getting wet. Only for the Sega Dreamcast.
Sega!
How to beat Hotline Miami. Tips and tricks from the game pros at the Backloggery. Welcome to Hotline Miami, game player. Before you begin, we recommend that you read the instruction manual included with the game cartridge. Pay attention to the different masks you earn after each stage. They give you a special power that will aid you on your quest for justice. It's up to you to select which one works best for you. Doors will be one of your closest allies while adventuring through the underbelly of Miami. You can use them to knock out unsuspecting henchmen. You'll be able to pick up this enemy's baseball bat. Now you're much more deadly. Step into the room to lure the thugs out, then throw your weapon at them. Watch the henchman's pattern closely. When he has his back facing you, sneak up behind him. Pick up his spread shot and use it on the rest of the evil thugs. Here's a pro tip. After you clear an area, be sure to pick up a weapon with full ammo. It's easy to forget, but it can save you in later areas. Some walls are thin enough to shoot through. Here you can defeat this guard the easy way. Things start to get a little tougher in Chapter 3. The sounds of your shots will alert the guards. Run back to the doorway and get out of sight. Use your special lock-on aim to gain an advantage over the henchmen that haven't noticed you. You will automatically fire in their direction when this crosshair is connected to them. It's the first boss. Lure him to the doorway and use your spread shot on him. Attack him over and over before he can regain his strength. Using the sound of your gunshots is a good way to draw criminals into your trap. Fire into the doorway to set off the giant bomb. Be sure to do this before stepping into the room, or else you will blow up with it. Use the walls and the lock-on aim to defeat these creeps hiding behind the tables. Attack dogs make their first appearance in Chapter 5. Use the door to catch the pooch off guard. Quick reflexes are needed to beat this gang of henchmen. You'll receive the dentist mask after this chapter. This will allow you to start with a dagger, giving you the upper hand when you start a chapter.
This room is full of lowlifes. Walk between the doors and shoot into the room to defeat them one by one. You'll need to conquer your fear of heights here, climb outside the window, and sneak along the side of the building. You'll meet the heavy assassin here. He can be tough, but one well-placed shot from your spread shot will stop him in his tracks. Jump out to surprise these flunkies and attack dog from behind. The noise will alert the heavy assassin. Lure him in. Once you reach the top floor, it's time to face the second boss. Circle him and watch out for his butcher knife slashes. He will eventually throw the knife. It will get stuck in the wall. Now's your chance. Get him. Play it smart here, and you might have a chance to take out all the thugs quickly. It can be easy to get distracted by the flashing lights in the dance club. Keep your senses razor sharp and your trigger finger steady. Work your way up the side of the area and surprise the enemies from behind. Careful though, this will put the attack dog onto your scent. After beating all the enemies, you'll suddenly find yourself on the wrong side of the law. Sneak out through the front door and escape. Shooting this criminal will draw out others. Defeat them quick. You can make short work of all three of these thugs with a well-placed shot of your blaster. Hiding out in the entryway is your best tactic on the top floor. Lure the bad guys in one at a time and funnel them into the room. Fire through the glass to beat these unsuspecting thugs. The third boss will crash in with his van. Dodge it quick. Watch out for his firebombs while you defeat the heavy assassins. You can do it. Chapter 12 is a sneaking area. Be as quiet as you can. Follow this path to escape while avoiding the evil doctors. Continue to sneak and escape out of the window. It's time to take down the corrupt cops. The dentist mask will come in handy on this level. The enemies wear body armor and can often take more than one shot to be defeated. The bad guys will try to pincer attack you here. Stay on your guard. Your best bet to defeat the corrupt police chief is to use your lock-on aim and run back and forth between the room while firing. Use the parked Bigfoot truck to your advantage here. Sneak around behind the criminal. Use your lock-on aim to fire through the glass here. Whenever you see the background flash, you've successfully hit the enemy. The head of the posse gives you the address of the mastermind behind the whole conspiracy. It's time to gear up for the final showdown. You'll face a couple of heavy assassins when you enter the front door. They are easily disposed of with your spread shot. It's time to fight the big boss. First, you'll have to defeat his pet panthers. Grab the chalice and knock them with it. The big boss's personal assassin will jump out. Quick, Throw the chalice at her. Now he will begin to shoot his Vulcan cannon at you. Hide behind the fountain until you can leap out and pick up the daggers that his assassin dropped. Hide behind the fountain until you can leap out and pick up the daggers that his assassin dropped. Watch for an opening and throw it. You've done it! It seems there was another mastermind behind the scenes pulling the strings after all, but he is easily defeated. Is this the end? Continue on to see the other side of the story. It'll take everything you've learned so far, so use this knowledge wisely. Good luck!
Hey kids, are you sick at totally sucking at video games? Being a complete failure at even the easiest levels? Well, we've got the solution for you. You need to up your game with Duke's Game Fuel. That's right, this will let you crush the final boss, beat your brother's scores, and even press Susie in third period. Monsters are going to be afraid of you when you up your skills with Duke's Game Fuel. It's an amazing substance. It even contains all natural good ingredients like caffeine, taurine, B vitamins, and other all natural wholesome flavors. Compete with the best and forget about the rest, so stop dilly-dallying and buy it now. Duke's Game Fuel, sold at all fine retailers.
How to beat Super Mario 3D World with friends. Tips and tricks from the game masters at the Backloggery. The dream world of Subcon is under attack once again, this time by Bowser, Sorcerer, King of the Koopa. Bowser has captured the citizens of Subcon and is using their magical energy to create his very own evil theme park, Bowser World. This adventure will not be easy, so we recommend bringing along up to 3 of your friends for 4-player mayhem in the thrilling 3D world of Subcon. Multi-tap sold separately, 3D glasses not required. Will you cooperate with your friends to save Subcon once again? Or will you compete to become the top cat? This video cassette guide focuses on how you and your companions can work together and what to watch out for when playing with mischievous friends. If you've played Super Mario Bros. 2, you'll be familiar with the character's abilities. Mario's speed and jumps are average. Luigi's movement is loose, but he jumps very high. Toad is the fastest, but he has the shortest jump. Princess Toadstool cannot run very quickly, but her float jump gives her the edge in many scenarios. Your journey begins in Subcon's grass world. Grab a cat shroom and you can become a cat. Players who are cats can climb walls. Make sure that you and your friends understand how this works before moving on. And don't worry, these cats are okay in the water. If you collect more power-up items than there are players, the extra items are stored in the minus world. Press the minus button on your gamepad to take an item out of the minus world. The Fire Flower is a familiar power-up item, but not everyone needs to take it. Mario and Toad decided that they'd rather be cats. Diverse specialization can be the key to success. Good thing Cat Mario was on the team to sniff out this secret exit. How well does your team coordinate? Check out this Dino water slide to find out. All players must work together to control the dragon's movements and make it to the end. This team could be more organized in their plan of attack against the Bowser Mobile. Keep your cool and spread out so that you don't miss your chance to return a soccer bomb. You're well on your way to saving Subcon. Good job. But the going gets tougher from here on. Welcome to Desert World. Be sure that whoever grabs a potted piranha plant is someone you can trust. Piranha plants have a mind of their own and won't play nice with other players. They can eat other piranha plants, fuzzies, and more. They can even eat fireballs. Only player 1 has the power to move these touch boards. If player 1 is unfamiliar with touch controls, this could prove challenging. You might consider trading controllers with another player for this level. Here's an important tip to always remember when playing with friends. You can use a magic spell to create a bubble around your character and then float over to the other players. This happens automatically if you fall too far behind, or you can cast the bubble spell manually to protect yourself by pressing the bubble button. Cherries are quite different from how they were in Super Mario Bros. 2. In Super Mario 3D World, they actually duplicate your character. Keeping your doubles alive can be a challenge, but check out how much firepower you can have with 4 friends and your clones on your side. On Bowser's Doom Tank, you can get powered up with a cannon head. These automatically shoot explosive gumballs. They're very powerful, but beware of friendly fire. In this group, Princess Toadstool is demonstrating how dangerous this power-up can be when playing with friends. Icing World is the land of frosty sweets and exciting new power-ups. In level 3-1, you find a hidden propeller head which lets you fly way up high into the sky, much like the propeller caps in Super Mario Bros. 6. The Super Leaf from Super Mario Bros. 3 now turns you into a raccoon without the need for a Tanuki suit, but its flying capabilities are much more limited. Kuribo's Ice Skate is a fun upgrade over the familiar Kuribo's shoe, and it can even skate over snow. But be careful, you'll lose it if you crash into a wall. More players can often make the situation more tricky. Carefully coordinate your movements on directional rail lifts so that they don't send you rolling in the wrong direction when your friends jump off. Boom Ninja sends out clones of herself. With multiple players, you have the advantage. You can spread out and more quickly jump on the real one who wears the green bow. After you defeat the first Boldy Rock in Rock World, 3 more Boldy Rocks will dig up out of the ground. Solo players might have a tough time here, but watch how quickly a team can work together to end the fight. It's easy for players to fall behind when these musically timed blocks appear and disappear. Cast the bubble spell if you need it. Be sure to discuss your strategy with any offbeat friends before moving forward. If they jump the gun, well, watch what happens. Some jumping board monsters might leave behind a jumping board that you can carry and jump off of. This offers some exciting possibilities for multiple players, but you'll have to be careful. These players surely wish that they had held onto that jumping board. Get ready for even more exciting new power-ups in Water World. Grab a boomerang flower to wear a Boomerang Brothers suit. Learn how it works differently from throwing fireballs. Watch out! Luigi is spinning around in a gold coin shell. And look, Princess Toadstool has become a Goomba. Oh no! Don't worry, this power-up is just for fun, but make sure your friends don't stop you. In this level, it's a race to collect green stars before time is up. If you were playing alone, you would need to rely on cherry clones to move these platforms. But if you cooperate with your friends, you can move them together. Can you and your friends perform in the circus together? It's not easy to balance on the rainbow boards with a party of 4. If your team is struggling, cast the bubble spell and follow your friend with the best acrobatic skills. Whoa! Grab a Mega Mushroom to become Mega Mario, Mega Luigi, Mega Toad, or Mega Princess Toadstool. Stomp everything in your path while the effect lasts. It's easy for you and your friends to get caught up being the king of the pride in this sprawling savannah. But be careful to not run out of time. Pounce the glowing green rabbit for a green star and move on quickly. Water World really tests you and your friends' coordination and teamwork. The red and blue jumper flippers flip whenever any player jumps. Be careful to not jump needlessly or else you'll send your friends to their doom. Whenever possible, walk diagonally between same-colored jumper flippers to minimize jumping. The driftwood between wrecked doom ships will rock with your weight. Stay calm and don't let your friends knock you off balance. If Princess Toadstool is the only one walking on the platforms, she will have the advantage in safely navigating this doomship graveyard. Be sure your team gets cat shrooms in the poisonous cloud swamp. The upper path is the cat's meow. Having at least one cat on the upper path will help you discover all of this level's secrets. Prince Bully stands no chance against a barrage of attacks from multiple players. He can be knocked back into the vacuum pipes before he has a chance to do anything. There are a few opportunities to get hidden green stars using jumper flippers. In this example, the team leader decided to be the only player who jumps during this sequence. In this Mad Dash level, Toad will always be the fastest. If you have a pro Toad player on your team like the one shown here, consider having other players cast the bubble spell, while Toad leads everyone to victory. When the poison begins filling the glass tower from the ceiling, Toad is once again your team's first-class ticket to safety. During the second battle against the Bowser Mobile, it's much more difficult to spread out your team. It's a real challenge to stay alive, and even tougher to finish the battle in time. Keep your cool, but keep an eye on the clock too. Remember, the clock does not stop after a boss is defeated. Have you found any starmen throughout the game? Just like in previous Super Mario Bros. Games, they make you invincible for a short time. If you're playing with friends, tag your friends after collecting a starman to give them the power of invincibility too. But be careful. Sometimes the game creators put starmen in areas where going too fast could be dangerous. Watch how our professional Super Mario 3D World team quickly tackles this situation on an invisible bridge with twisted paths. Who are you gonna call in the Bowser World Ghost House? This headlamp head is so bright that not only will Boo Diddleys shy away when you look at them, they'll be busted outright. How is a team of 4 supposed to stay alive on the rolling Grumblumps? Stick together and watch the lava path to predict the Grumblump's next turn. Try not to jump and walk over the edge as it rolls over. Is your team ready for the final showdown? It might take more than 9 lives to make it to Bowser World Tower and then to the top. Now the cat's out of the bag. Bowser's final form is King Meowser. He's scaling the tower after that fat cat. King Meowser will dash up the building next to you and slide down from up above you. Keep moving, but watch out. Bowser not only has cat trims, but also his own stash of cherries. There's more than one cat to skin in this battle. The King Meowsers will climb up the building just as before, as well as break through the walls and swipe at you. Each King Meowser appears in the same place every time. So if you fail the fight once, have your player with the best memorization skills guide you through on the second attempt. At the top, hit the POW block 3 times to catapult King Meowser into oblivion. You've done it! You and your friends have saved the world of Subcon once again. Do you think you're now ready for the secret special world? If you're good, you might even find the rival princess, Rosalina.
Do you play games? Do you hate driving to the game store? Do you have money? Get your games delivered today. Call 1-800-HOT-FAST. Do you enjoy delivery pizza? Do you wish games could be delivered like pizza? Well, they can. Call 1-800-HOT-FAST. Do you need to buy games? Did your mom take the car to go visit your second dad? Call 1-800-HOT-FAST. Need the latest blockbuster video game title? Are you not allowed back in the video game store because of the restraining order? Call 1-800-HOT-FAST. Need your Super Mario fix, but you're a nudist and the mall frowns on that? Call 1-800-HOT-FAST. Don't be a Koopa. Get your games delivered at Sonic the Hedgehog-like speeds. Call 1-800-HOT-FAST today.
How to beat 1001 spikes. Tips and tricks from the game masters at the Backloggery. Take control of the brave AVON Hawkins and set out to rescue your father from the depths of the perilous ruins of Ucampa. Armed with only his trusty throwing daggers, this adventure will take every last bit of daring and patience to plunder the riches of Ucampa. Do you have what it takes? With help from this video cassette guide, you'll be equipped with all the tools you need to win. But beware, game player. 1001 Spikes is extremely difficult. We recommend using a controller equipped with a slow motion feature to make some sections easier. Are you ready? Then let's begin. These mice will explain all of AVON's controls. Watch their directions closely and practice these moves as much as you can so you're prepared for the dangers that lay ahead. You begin with 1001 lives. It might seem like a lot, but you'll need every last one to complete this adventure. Your goal in each scene is to first acquire the key and then make it to the exit. Each scene contains one of these glowing blue skulls. Make sure to collect these for an extra turn. Beware, this is much easier said than done. Bonus hint, collecting several skulls will earn you extra players, such as Commander Video and Sugimoto. This is your first encounter with poison darts. They will be one of the toughest trials you will face on your adventure. Grab this key with precise timing. Pick up the skull before hitting the switch, or else you won't be able to reach it. Remember, daggers are AVON's only weapon. Be sure to use them to defeat these deadly scorpions before they can attack you. When a scorpion turns pink, that means they're really angry and then move at warp speed. Skulls are often hidden inside cracked blocks like these. A quick dagger throw will reveal your prize. To grab the skull on level 1-5, jump between the platforms so they fall separately. Spikes could be hidden at any block, so always be on guard. If you're defeated by one, remember its location for the next attempt. Hit both switches to enter the ruins of Ocampa. You've come too far to turn back now. The real quest begins now. Here's a hot tip. Eagle head statues can be pushed and used to get to out-of-reach areas. Spikes can make it difficult to push this eagle head statue. Watch out. Be mindful of this poison dart hidden in the shadows near the exit. It's very easy to miss. Inch toward the edge of the platform to cause this block to fall. Don't let it hit you. This switch will release the scorpions from their cage. It's better to jump over them than to fight them. Time your jumps in between the poison darts. If you move too quickly, you'll have to start over. You can't make this jump after picking up the skull. Instead, jump back to the platform you started on. You did it! You've got to keep moving if you hope to make it to the exit before the entire room collapses. Watch out for the poison darts. Level 2-5 is the toughest challenge you'll face early on. If your skills aren't up to it yet, you can skip the level and come back at a later time. Early in the scene, you can use your throwing daggers to deflect the poison darts, break the block, and pick up this skull. We highly recommend you use the slow motion feature on your controller if it's available. You can jump on these fire-breathing faces to discover this shortcut. The sixth scene of every area doesn't contain any real challenges. You can pass through these invisiblocks to pick up the skull. Congratulations, you've got your first artifact. Scene 3-1 is called 1001 Spikes. Timing is important here, so wait for your chance. It takes forever. AVON can't reach this block just by jumping. There isn't enough space. Jump on this block and wait for it to crumble instead. These moving platforms follow a set path. Time your fall and bypass the first room of spikes. Oh no! There's spikes inside this floating girder. Use your high jump to stay in the air long enough for them to lower back inside the platform. Grab the key and make your way back to complete the scene. These hopping wampum blocks will crush you in an instant. Pay close attention to their jumping pattern and run for it. Duck to avoid the spinning fan blades. AVON almost lost his hat here. Here's a pro strategy to save some extra seconds after picking up the key. Watch closely. Use the wooden box to protect you from the spikes, but don't stand around on it too long or else you'll be in trouble. These rolling boulders can be tricky to figure out. Use your low jump to move in between them. If you're feeling especially brave, you can pick up the skull hidden in this breakable block. This switch will interrupt the flow of the rocks and open a path for you. Timing is key here. You must make your move as soon as the spikes lower, or else you won't have enough time to make it. Before collecting your second artifact, look for this hidden passageway to collect the skull. The second artifact, the Key of Peddler, is now yours. You've made it to the fiery depths of Ukampa, adventurer. Things are about to get much more difficult. The flames will spew forth from the lava below. Be careful not to touch it. These switching orbs are something you haven't seen yet. Hitting them with your dagger will reveal invisible platforms. Timing is key here. You must throw your knife during your fall to activate the platform below. Watch out for this hidden poison dart trap that will shoot as soon as you land. At the start of 4-2, if you wait around too long, spikes will get you. Ouch! The only way to survive this trap is to jump on the crumbling blocks in a special order. Watch closely as our Game Master demonstrates. Take this falling block for a ride to grab the skull near the exit. The ceiling crumbles right away at the start of this scene. Look, the skull is hidden right here at the start. Ride the lava raft while dodging the golden fan blade. Wait until the wampum statues are at the highest point of their jump. Go now! You're not done yet. There's hidden spikes right by the door. You're going to need quick reflexes to block these darts with your daggers. Once again, you must time your run across the spikes. Keep your eyes peeled for blocks that are safe. The blocks will begin to fall as soon as the stage begins. Be quick! Strike the switch with your daggers, but don't stand around. Spikes are hidden in the floor. You'll need to ride the floating platform to reach the key. Use your daggers to reflect the darts as necessary. The third artifact is now yours. Only one more to go. The adventure continues and the danger grows in the depths of Ukampa. Make it to this small platform before activating the second switch. You have just enough time to make it to this safe area at the top. After you grab the key, you only have a short time to be able to grab the glowing skull before the platform disappears. Timing is essential to activate this switch orb. If you miss it, you'll fall into the bottomless pit. The rolling boulders are back. Watch for openings in between each boulder and move when you see an opening. You can destroy this block to make jumping a little easier. There are some hidden spikes in these moving platforms. Jump in between to grab the key. Don't fall. These ball bearings are just like the rolling boulders, but much faster. Reflexes are key here. This statue will jump in the opposite direction that AVON is facing. Watch this pattern for perfect timing. Jump onto the switch to open the secret passage, then ride the golden statue. Here's a top secret tip. AVON's daggers can reverse the direction of the spinning fan blades. This tip will be very useful in 5-4. To avoid the angry wampum statues, run to this safe block. After the statue jumps over your head, run for it and don't stop. The second set of angry statues takes even more cunning. Don't get caught underneath. Making your way back is even more difficult. This scene is a cakewalk compared to what you've had to deal with in earlier levels. You're getting close now. Work your way up the tower to collect the Key of Sovereign. If you haven't obtained the keys in all previous levels, you'll get the bad ending here. You will have to adventure back and complete all the levels you gave up and skipped on. If you have, place the artifacts in their pedestals to open the door to the inner sanctum. The final guardian is the last challenge you have to face. There's only one weak spot on this giant statue. Trick it into jumping towards you, then run underneath. Use the blocks to jump on its back and hit the weak point. After 4 hits, the statue will become frightened. Now the ceiling will start to crumble, making it much more difficult to reach the weak point. This is the way to win. Good luck. After collecting your riches, the ruins of Ucampa begin to collapse. Run for the exit. What's this? It turns out that your father wasn't in Ucampa after all, but instead has moved to the Antarctic. AVON sets out to rescue him once again. Antarctica will take all the skills you've learned to succeed. You've got nothing to lose and everything to gain. Good luck. Do you like beating your favorite video games? If you answered yes, then you're going to love the brand new Backloggery Pro Hint Hotline. At the push of a button on your telephone, our game masters are standing by to teach you all the best strategies you need to win. Featuring both classic and brand new games, every month we update with the newest and hottest tips you'll love to hear. Can't strike down the Enchantress in Shovel Knight? Have the bosses of Dark Soul 2 got you down? Lost inside the Grand Master's Palace in Strider 3? Get the answers from the real game masters at the Backloggery. Call today